the first couple of days of practice as an offensive coordinator?
Well, yeah, what are we in? 4 days of practice is what we've been in. I think the first couple of days you gauge how hard they worked this summer. You kind of get an idea of their discipline, their conditioning, the whole bit, and that was good. I thought for the first 2 days they were where we thought they would be, where they should be as far as our tempo, our conditioning, and so I was pleased with that. And then as practice in the next 2 days, obviously you put the shoulder pads on, and you kind of get to start seeing those guys that like to bite and those that don't, and some of them were biting real hard in shorts and shirts, and they're not biting right now. So we got to figure out when the pads came on. And that's one thing we try to talk to them about is, look, those are things that we got to make sure that we get better at and we work toward. But like I said before, I mean, if a guy's not going to bite, when you put pads on, it's hard to coach that. But so we'll see. Full pads come on tomorrow, so we'll be able to start going to the ground with them and full speed tackling and everything. But right now we've been pretty much in a thud tempo. Saw a lot of good things. There are a lot of good things out there, but we're still a long way from being a football team that we feel like we're ready to put on the field right now. We're not there yet, by no means.
Who's biting right now?
Well, I mean, we got a few guys, the guys you would expect. Brandon Thomas, when Dalton Freeman, and he's getting limited reps and in there and in and out and trying to, make sure we're getting our backup centers ready. And we've seen some good things out of Ryan Norton. Some guys like that, I've been pleased with that. And, so we'll right now, after 2 days in shoulder pads, and I hadn't seen today's practice, it's just we've seen a few guys that are doing, and other guys are trying, and we just got to work on some of the steps and techniques. But there's definitely potential there. We just got to keep working hard.
Some of those young offensive linemen, those are the ones you want to see the most bite out of right now?
Yeah, I mean, those guys got to. We're trying to expect those guys to grow up. Some of them we saw that were All-Americans in short and shirt, and I had some of them you have to look and see if they're even out there right now. But the others that were doing really well in shorts and shirts, some of those young guys. Shaq Anthony's a guy right now that, again, his name keeps popping up. He's having a really good camp. I've been real pleased with him. We got to have some other guys step up front. It's now time for David Beasley to step up. It's now time for him to show it's his turn. And Kaylon Davis, that's another one. I mean, that's the thing. Those are the guys that we got to have step up. Giff Timothy's another guy. And those are the guys that we're challenging. We're working toward. They're working hard. And we got to just work on getting a little bit better every day.
Where's Shaq getting the most work right now?
He's working a lot at left tackle, and he's a guy that is pretty athletic and move around, but you don't want to overload him right now. But left tackle predominantly. So.
What have you seen out of Taj Boyd the first a couple of practices? What does he look like?
Well, he's a lot more comfortable than he's ever been, and I mean comfortable in a good way. He's when I coach him, he's got to be very uncomfortable. I got to make him uncomfortable. But he's comfortable in his environment, his settings, and his reads. He's still, he's what you would expect right now, but he's still making some mistakes, and we still got to improve on. But he's definitely the leader of this football team and showing that. And so I've seen a lot of good things out of Taj. We just got to have the consistency, that we're expecting of him. What we saw, for flashes last year to keep picking up and keep moving.
Are you going to be able to find the number 2 guy at quarterback?
Well, we're trying. I mean, we better find somebody. My eligibility's out, so I would think that yes. I think Cole Stout is right now our number 2, without a doubt. I think Morgan Roberts is a guy that's battling Cole, and of course, that's kind of where we are right there with the battle right there. Chad Kelly's doing a good job. He's just young, and everything's just kind of a haze right now for him. But those 2 guys pretty much in a 2-way battle, and like I said, Chad is, once he figures things out and starts to understand the game will slow down for him, it'll help him.
Ryan Norton, looking at him up, and he's can fit a guard or backup center guard combo.
Well, you'd like to. Ryan would be a guy that you'd like to be able to give us some versatility and moving some guys around. So have we done that to this point? Absolutely not. No way. Again, he's just trying to get the base of the offense.